Good morning, everyone. It's Jane. We are moving on to part 4 of our mini Trumeau mirror. I get tripped up on that word every single time. I'm waiting for the link for my text group people. If you want to join that, you just send me a text, and the number is 860-385-6369, 860-385-6369, and I'll add you to that. And then you'll know, I'll send out a text alert when I go live, when I have any kind of promo, cool stuff back in stock, because I know a lot of times I'll run out and people are waiting for it to come back into stock. And there's my link. Let me copy that and send it out. All right. So last we met, we created this kind of rustic blended paint finish, right? I was inspired by all the pinks that are used in Marie's skin. So now what I want to do, because as I said last time, there's, the color gold. It's not metallic, but there's a lot of gold here, and I want to do something to give this a little bling. You could leave yours or whatever you're doing just like that, and it's beautiful. You could go back in. I don't have my natural sea sponge, but you could grab your natural sea sponge and reactivate this paint. You can even, you could wet distress it. You can't do that with a paint that has a built-in top coat. I don't think you could do it with latex or acrylics or anything, but this can be reactivated. Good morning, Joni. How are you? That's Joni of Weathered Wings, you guys. I love when she shows up. She always has really sweet projects that inspire me. Joni, for sure, like that tray. If you guys haven't seen Joni's, God, it's this tray that has the rose chintz paint inlay by Erin Orchid. It's just the sweetest thing. I just love it. Be perfect for a tea party, right, Joni? Okay, so what I need for this, and I'm gonna add a lot of gold, and guess what? If I don't like the gold, I could paint right over it again. No problem. So you need gold leaf. I've cut mine into strips. When you open up a pack or a book of leaf, let me see if I have a whole one. I've got a mess. I use this, I love leafing for sure, but I cut my leaf up. This is what, the leaf comes in a cardboard sleeve, and it's this size, right? This is a book, and I cut it up. We don't need to use these big sheets and waste all that leaf. This is not real gold, but you can get real gold, and it's beautiful. Hey, Barb, good morning. Yay for gold, right, Joni? I love gold. I absolutely do. And we're doing a really easy way to gild. There's more kind of purist, traditional, for people who are restoring. They're true restorers of antique frames. They do water gilding. They use real gold leaf. They use a burnisher. They burnish the gold leaf down, and it's actually like a piece of agate that's been all rounded on a pencil kind of holder, and that's how you get those simply gorgeous frames and stuff. Good morning, Mary. Oh, Barb, you watched Joni's video. She's very talented. Yeah, she's a good teacher like me. Barb, I'm laughing only because sometimes I get embarrassed. I didn't set out to be a teacher, and Barb, everything I've ever done, starting in high school, I was teaching. I taught embroidery, makeup, hair, figure drawing, and you know, and sometimes I'll rewatch these videos to see what I did, and I see myself stumbling. So, Barb, I'm really flattered, and I absolutely know Joni is a great teacher because I watch her, and I always pick up a new way of doing stuff. So thank you so much. You haven't, Barb, you haven't tried gilding? This is the easy. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's really easy. So I think you're going to like it and be inspired. Hey, Cheryl, good morning. She's up in Seattle. Is it raining like it is here? It's dark. And I kind of debated if I should go on later, but I have a call and my grandson's coming over. So I have every light in this room is on. All right, Barb, I hope I can teach you how to do this in the simplest and the clearest way. So as I said, when I get a book like this and I'm not doing a wall or something big, I cut. And I just grab my scissors and I just cut out, you know, the size I think I'm gonna need. Everything here are these just small, you know, narrow, kind of long shapes. So I cut out this shape, and this I've been using. So there's a few sheets left in here and I hope it lasts. You need gilding size, and it's S-I-Z-E. This is the glue that holds the gilding down, that glues it to your piece. And I'm gonna put it on, and then we have to wait for it to come to tack, it's called. And that's when it's no longer milky, and when you touch it, it doesn't come off on your finger, but it feels tacky, like you're hitting, you know, the sticky side of some tape. That's what you should wait for. Barb, you're finally getting some warm weather. Good for you. I hope you can enjoy it. And Joni's saying, Barb, you're so sweet. She is. Barb is really sweet. Absolutely. And that means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to Joni. Absolutely. Thank you. All right, so here we go. I'm using just an artist brush. This is another thing you want to think about when you're doing something like this. If you're doing, you know, a bigger piece, or you really want to get a lot of it on there, I'll just grab mine. This is an Authentico brush. I'll just grab one of these and use this. But for something small, I'm just using my little artist brush. Hey, Shannon. It's hot this week in Seattle area, and you're a big baby, though, in heat. Oh, no, you have no AC? Shannon, I don't think I could live. I grew up in Connecticut without AC, and it was hot then. It's hot now. Like, we definitely have shorter springs and really intense heat waves. I don't think I could live without my AC. So just take it easy, Shannon, and drink lots of water. And Joni's saying it's beautiful in Alabama, but hot. And Joni, I saw that all down there, and I'm sure it's coming up this way. It was over 100 degrees, so that's incredible. Cheryl, Joni's saying, good morning, Cheryl. My fellow creative junkie is in the house. All right. That is very cool. I love that word, Joni, creative junkies. That is the best. And we're definitely, I would say that we are. Okay, here's my brush. I'm gonna dip it into, let's see, we'll start up there at the top. So I'm gonna dip it into the size. One thing you have to remember, every place you put the size has to have gilding on it, because it will remain sticky and it will attract dirt and dust and all of that. All right, so I'm just gonna, and I'm putting this on very, very roughly. I'm not doing a perfect job. So I'm just brushing the tops of my shapes. You know, there's the bow. We'll get our bee. And again, you see me bopping around, don't do that. You have a system. Don't be like me, because I could get lost here and then not know where, you know, I left off, and then not get the size everywhere I want it. And if you really want to make it blingy, you can also use metallic paint underneath the gilding, underneath the gold. And of course there's, you know, if you do maybe something like this in blues, teals, you might want to use silver. You could get real sterling leaf, and that would look beautiful with all the cool colors. You could get copper leaf, which I have. I love it. People leaf the inside of their lampshades and it creates a really beautiful light. A warm, you know, kind of really beautiful light. All right, I'm rolling up here. And yep, I'm going outside because I'm doing this quickly, but that's okay. If I don't want leaf right there, and I remember I have to put something on it, I will just go back with some white paint and dab that on those areas so they won't remain sticky. Barb, you definitely need to check out. Barb is saying, I need to check out the Creative Junkie Club, Joni. Absolutely, Barb. She does some really, really beautiful, all of her projects are really beautiful, and you learn something new with each project. Hey, Kim. Love what you have going on there. Thank you. Now we're up to the gilding part, my favorite. It's where you put the jewelry on, you know? Okay. And I saw somebody, maybe Kim is, by the way, you guys, Kim is her business is called For the Nest with the number 4. And she's also an iron orchid stockist, like Joni and I. And somebody in our group was taking those wood knobs and they used the rosettes mold on top of the knobs. But imagine doing that, then painting those knobs and then leafing them. That would be absolutely beautiful. A real quick and easy way to add a lot of, I don't know, beauty to a piece and make it very, very custom. All right. And if there's spots that I miss, guess what? I can go back, put more leaf, and just add more gilding. All right, looks good. Put your brush in water. This is glue. And you can't use, somebody asked me if you could use Elmer's glue. You can't, because that dries clear and smooth. It doesn't stay sticky, so the leaf won't stay stuck to it. Joni, doing gold leaf under a lampshade is gorgeous, especially when you have those pendants coming down, you know, and you put gold. Oh, it's really beautiful. All right, let's see, let's test this and see. It's starting, but what I'm gonna do to kind of move it along is hit it with my blow dryer. I'm gonna cover up my leaf because it will go all over the room, and then I'll be very sad chasing that around. So let's do this. And let me show you quickly. See how you see like puddles? It's milky white. It's still wet. So we need to get those so they're gone and it feels tacky. Joni, put the link for your membership up. And Kim also has some great stuff going on. You guys put up your links so everybody could go check it out for sure. All right, that feels good. I still see a little bit left in the nooks and crannies, but by the time I get down here, that will be the perfect dryness for this. Look, I love how everybody's joining in the chat and they know each other. It's like a club. I love it. Okay, unearth my leaf. All right, where did I put that? book that I cut. There it is. Now I have this stray piece and I'm just going to lay it down. You don't really want to work this way only because it's, see how it's just kind of floating all over, but I've got to use that piece. And I just press it in. And if you don't want to use your fingers, grab like a piece of tissue. I'll grab a piece of tissue in a second. But this is what I do. I fold back that piece of tissue, right? You just open it up, fold it back, hold it like that, and then we just turn this right over and lay it down. All right, and then I could take this piece of tissue. Kim is having a retreat. Yes, if you guys, Kim of For the Nest is having a retreat, and if you're near Philly, excellent. That is going to be a blast. And I know Kim is teaching a lot of techniques in that, and it's just a great way to spend time with other creatives. All right, so I just press that down. See how I added a little piece there? If you see a spot that didn't get covered, press that down. And we just keep moving through. I'm going to move this down just a little bit. Open up that page. Fold that back. And press it down. And it's really, really, really quick. And if you go to my YouTube channel, Surface Anthology, I did a tutorial using copper leaf and a stencil because this is another medium, I guess we could call it, that is just, it has endless things that you can do with it. All right, and I'm just pressing it down. And I'm just going to keep opening this up. All right, grab those scraps and just lay those down. And when you watch, you know, the real, I guess the real purist gilding, they use a brush. They run on the side of their face. You know, don't wear makeup like I have on. They take the brush, they run it just the tips. It's natural bristles. They place it down on the piece of gold leaf and it lifts it, and then they place it down on the size or the water, you know, the water size. I was watching a woman. It's very, very cool. And the gold is gorgeous, gorgeous. Hey, Tammy's here. Hey, Donna, thanks for joining. And Donna's staying on the YouTube to watch. Hey, Tammy's here. Now, Tammy, and I've said this in case you're new or you didn't hear, Tammy is flipping furniture. Joni is Weathered Wings. Kim is For the Nest. And we're also the ones that we're all together in the Painted Cottage. That's our kind of group, Facebook group. So you could find us all there for sure. And we all love if you go in and share what you're working on in there, because we like to see that, and everybody else does too. All right, so I'm just moving around here. And yeah, if you ever watch Christmas Vacation when Clark gets the needle, what is that called? What is that stuff called, you guys? The sticky stuff from the pine trees on his fingers. Once you get size on your fingers, the leaf is just going to stick to your hand. So you have to kind of be organized, not like me. Okay, like that. All right. Pressing it down. Sap. Oh my God, you have to see me Tammy, you have to see me when I do puzzles. I'm like, what's that word? You know that stuff? And I've been like this my whole life. It's really bad. Ugh. Okay. Now this this is called Dutch metal. I've seen it called. It's beautiful. It looks really good. The only thing is if you're really into creating heirlooms, it does change over time. So if you're working on like some amazing antique frame, you want to get the real deal. You want to get the gold. And it's not that outrageous, believe it or not, because it's so fine. The sheets are so fine. It's not a lot of gold. Okay, and we'll put this one right there. All right, so there's our gold. And of course I forgot, I usually use a little natural bristle brush. When you get it to this point, I'm gonna go over it. And Don is saying, yeah, rubbing alcohol, absolutely. Joni says, Jane is too fancy to know the word sap. Oh, you guys kill me. Oh, could you see her with sap on her? Actually, Joni, now I won't go into the woods because I'm freaked out by the ticks. But when I was a kid, I was always in the woods. I loved it. But in the state forest, getting lost. Oh, you know how when you're a kid, you're fearless, right? All right, I'm just making sure this is in good contact. Now, here's another tip. If you don't want to see, if you want to keep it shiny, shiny like this, ugh, I think I'm getting it everywhere on me. Hey, Janet, good morning. Okay, so getting back to this, if you want to keep it shiny and you don't want to scratch the surface of this gold, you would use a very soft, like natural bristle brush to kind of roll it off. I'm going to be using a paintbrush because I forgot to bring my brush over. I like that look. I like that kind of burnished look. So I just grab one of my natural bristle little 1-inch brushes and I'll just kind of move it off. But right now I'm just pressing it down with tissue and make sure I've got good contact. And not only that I have it everywhere that I want it. All right, looks good. Okay, now, and I'm not nervous to use my, my good painting brush because if I get any size on this, I'm just gonna wash it. You know I love my scrubby soap. That's my go-to. Okay, so all I do, look at that, woo! All I do is I just kind of turn it like this. Right, see what I'm doing? I'm just turning it, and that's kind of also burnishing down that gold. And it's hard to do it holding up, but I'm just turning my brush. I mean, that's bright, right? Look at that. That's really, really bright. And I'm going to show you Friday how we're going to knock this down just a little bit, just to give it a more antique look, but you can absolutely leave it like this. You can even grab some 4/0 steel wool and kind of just wear it away a little bit, burnish that surface. If this is too bright, if you love it, leave it alone and enjoy it. There's a group, what is it called? Joni, what's that group called? With the blingy stuff? They love anything with pearls and bling and diamonds and rhinestones, right? And I love it. They're all together just, you know, enjoying the bling. And I always say you only live once. If you like that, just go in full board. Why not? All right. Let me knock this off. Make sure you have your vacuum around. But there it is. I'm going to, look at how pretty. I'm going to see if I could come out a little bit so you can see. There we go. There it is. The sparkle room. Thank you, Joni. But look at that, right? And remember, I'm going to be using a razor to clean this mirror. So I'm just letting it, you know, get icky. But before we go any further with this now, you do want to take your brush, and you don't want any loose leaf. You don't want that, because I'm going to be waxing this, and I don't want that getting stuck in my wax. So you kind of need to get rid of any little pieces like this. You can even use, by the way, you guys, different colors of leaf together. And I used to sell real leafing brushes for people that don't want to have any kind of burnishing. So you can get those for sure. Thanks, Joni. But there it is. And look at how that changes the entire look of our piece. So this is why I always encourage you guys, and it's what I do when I want to test out a finish. Like if I wanted to do this on a dresser, right, or an armoire, how beautiful would this be on an armoire? I can see what this is all going to look like together before I commit. So let's get Marie. Let's see. Okay, Shannon's asking, and let me know if you have any questions, you guys. Shannon says, if you miss a spot of the sizing, does it dry non-sticky after a while? No. It stays sticky. It really does. And it will attract dirt and stuff. So you have to get that covered. So you can go along and you can feel, right, if there's anything that you didn't hit, any, you know, pieces of, any spots of size that don't have leaf on them. But you got to get them covered up. And right, let me show you this first. Look how pretty she looks. It's a very interesting Trumeau mirror for sure. It's almost like a little window, right? But I think she looks really sweet. And remember, this is just a cutout, the cardboard cutout from the cover of the Brocante transfer. Here, I'll show you. See how I kind of went outside? Let's see if I, right there. Right? There's a little bit of gold leaf there because I brushed outside of this laurel mold. If you don't like that, you just grab a little brush, dip it in some, you know, white paint. You know, this is the white up here that we used the other day, and just kind of go in and cover that, right? If there's any areas like that, it doesn't bother me at all. What kind of mirror? Are you going to make me, this is called a Trumeau, right, Joni? And this is that little mirror we made the other day. And it has paint on it now from when I was painting. But I'm going to grab my razor when I'm all done with this and just kind of razor the paint off like you do when you paint windows of a house if you mess up. I've seen really good painters. They don't get a drop of paint on the glass. But there it is. There's our gold. And look at how beautiful that is. Really fun, very feminine, very French to me. And it's definitely going to go up in my sewing room, which is in a very interesting state right now. But I do have it where I can sew in there now. But oh my goodness. All right, Tammy. Oh my God. Tammy is asking me how many parts are going to be in this series. There's going to be 5 parts, maybe 10. Oh, I have to tell you, you guys, Tammy and Joni and Kim make me laugh. I love to laugh. I do laugh a lot for sure. And I laugh a lot when I'm alone too, when I think about stuff. but they make me laugh. And, you know, and I know Tammy would probably power through this in like one live. I just can't. I just can't. I have to go back and look at this Tammy, make sure it's where I want it. Then I have to think about, well, what color waxes are we going to mix up on Friday? Oh, Mary, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It is, right? Gold just adds that special something. And silver looks really beautiful. What I was going to say about silver is if you use real sterling, it does have to be sealed, and there are things you can seal it with because it's going to tarnish. And if you don't want it to tarnish, you have to seal it. What is Joni saying? Oh, okay, that's what I thought. It's beautiful. Thank you, Joni. Shannon says to Joni, Joni, you're going to make her say it. Oh, you guys, you're all funny, right? Oh. You do you, boo. Tammy. Oh. You make just as many episodes as you need to. Thank you, Tammy. Oh, and Kim, thanks so much. I appreciate that. Kim says I'm good with the details. Well, that's good. And Donna says, I talk out loud sometimes and I make myself laugh out loud too. Oh man, have you ever done that in a store and people turn and look at you and they're like, what's so funny and who is she laughing at, right? So Joni, what do you seal it with? You know, I would probably use a water-based sealer, but I don't want to deal with like, you know, an oil-based, like a really fancy sealer. And I'll let you know what people recommend. I've never actually done it because I haven't used the sterling, but it will tarnish. So I'll let you know about that. Hey, Jesse. Oh, what a fun group. Make Jane say draws. You know, I do. I have said draws instead of drawers, which I can't even say, my whole life. And I don't know. I think I got it from my dad, who said it, or we say it in Connecticut. Cheryl's not here today, but I know Cheryl would understand the whole draws thing. But I do. I say, open that drawer. And my daughter-in-law looks at me one day. She goes, what are you talking about? Draws? Like your underwear, your pants? I go, no, the drawer. You know, the drawers. Shannon's all the time in the store. Oh, I love that. Draws. There you go, Joni. We have a little bit of a weird accent thing going on up here. I love Joni's southern accent. Oh, I just absolutely love it. You guys, this was fun as always, and thanks for joining me. So, Tammy, I will be back on Friday, and we are going to I'm going to put on Marie Antoinette. I'm going to put on that transfer, and then I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish it, I think, with some colored waxes, because I just want to, you know, I'm looking at kind of the antiqueness of this image, and this is all very bright and beautiful, but I want to meld them more together so they look better together. Tammy. Oh my God. And there's my son. Hey, Chris. Chris is Vivid Volpe. Everybody, I feel like Merv Griffin or Mike Douglas. Everybody's joining us. And he says he can barely speak normal English. Oh, she is. So, Joni, Friday, this is going on. I just want to kind of bring this whole thing. It's like making a sauce. I want to bring it all together. So, don't miss it. And I'll make sure I say draw. Everyone, thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day today. Carve out some time to either laugh, create, or maybe do them both together like we did here today. And I'll see you all back here on Friday. All right? See you later, you